Hi, my name is Mason Dakin, and this is how Gracie Jiu-Jitsu changed my life. I started Gracie Jiu-Jitsu when I was actually 15 years old, and what got me into it was actually watching Ken Shamrock. I was a big fan of him when he first started fighting, and then when he went to wrestling, and yeah, I didn't really follow the Ultimate Fighter in the UFC or anything, but I told myself the only way I'd watch it, the only way I'd get into it is if Ken Shamrock got back into it. And sure enough, a month later, the UFC announced that Ken Shamrock would be coaching on the Ultimate Fighter 3 against Tito Ortiz. And I kept the promise to myself, and I began watching both the Ultimate Fighter and the UFC. And after watching it for a couple months, I made the decision that I wanted to do jiu-jitsu. And at the time, it wasn't around. All there is judo. And so I started with judo, and I progressed through that for a year, and then I found one of the coaches at judo became interested in jiu-jitsu. He has blue belts, so he started doing jiu-jitsu on his own, doing his own classes. And when he started doing that, I've been with him ever since. He's who I train with. He trains with the Halifax Titans. We have our own club up here, the Pictou County Titans. I've been with him I've been with the coach for 6 years. I've been with that club for 5. And also, me and my father and a couple others, we train on the side. We have the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu basics for the blue belt qualifications. We drill those. We roll all that stuff. And from there, I did that from I was 14 on, 15 on. A lot of things changed when I started doing jiu-jitsu. Initially, it was just for self-defense, as most people is, but when I started, I had really bad personal space issues. Going from middle school to high school was quite horrifying to me because I was going to be dealing with a much larger crowd. There's no personal space really. Walking the halls, everyone's trying to get somewhere. And it's part of life, but it was something that was almost giving me anxiety attacks. I started doing judo and jiu-jitsu, and when you have someone slam you on the mat or they're in your face trying to hurt you, those personal space issues go away. All that stuff, it goes away. You're focused on what's at hand. And now, because of it, I have no personal space issues. I can be around people. I can be in crowds, elevators. It doesn't matter. And I tell people all the time, it was like, it was for self-defense, but I got into it because I knew I had to deal with these personal space issues somehow. And that's the way I knew I'd have to get over that fear. Almost like someone that's afraid of flying takes flying lessons. You're going to have to get over that fear in order to accomplish your goal. And I preach that to everyone. It's got way more benefits than just what's on the cover. Yeah, you learn self-defense, you learn respect, discipline. Yeah, you learn all that, but there are very many more benefits to that. And because of it, my family has even bonded better. Before doing jiu-jitsu, I didn't have necessarily, we never had a bad relationship, but me and my father couldn't bond very well. We didn't really see eye to eye. I was very much a nerd mostly up until I started doing jiu-jitsu, and he works all the time. He's more into sports. And I really don't like any other sport other than MMA, jiu-jitsu, judo. I didn't even like boxing. And once I started doing jiu-jitsu, me and him bonded so much better, and our family gets along way better because I've done jiu-jitsu. My mother helps out with the club. My sister did it for a bit, and my father still does it. To anyone that comes up and says, "Oh, I don't think I can do it because of my age or my physique," whenever I roll, I ask those people, "Well, come on, roll with me, and I'm done it for a while. We can go for a bit." And I don't shut those people down. I don't make them feel like their age or their physique is something to be fearful of when you're doing jiu-jitsu. I roll with them, and I almost go into defense mode, or I put on a very general attack so they can work basic defense. I don't go fight someone and then try to use a go-go plata on them 5 seconds into the fight, because that's not helping anyone. Yeah, I go-go plata someone that's never done the sport before. That doesn't help my offense, and it doesn't help them at all. It makes them feel embarrassed and doesn't make them want to do it. As far as physique, I still do it even though I've gained 40 pounds. I'm not in the best shape I was. And it's from working full time, eating worse, and it's just banal, but I can still do it. I still love it. I can still drill. Love to teach. I don't teach much. I don't teach any classes or anything, but when I go in, I just show general technique, or I'll show some friends some new stuff and all that. And I have a lot of fun with it, and they'll always shoot ideas my way and vice versa. I've met a lot of obstacles on my journey. One of them being a lot of injuries. When I started doing jiu-jitsu, I never had large shoulders. I never had a lot of strength in my shoulders, and they were the first things that started to go. I've dislocated my left shoulder a number of times. I've torn the AC joint in my right shoulder, and I popped my knees. Like, I've done some small stuff there, but I've actually had surgery done on my left shoulder so that I can keep doing it. And now that I do have larger shoulders and my shoulders have been fixed, I feel 100% confident when I'm in there training now. I'm not scared something's gonna break, something's gonna strain. I just go in and I have fun. And after the surgery, I was off, I think, for 4 months. And then when I got back, it was a slow go at first. I did some very light rolling, very light training, and I still haven't reached the potential I was at before the injury. And I would love to reach that potential again. It's just a matter of making the right changes in life with balancing work and everything. So I think knowing what has to be done in order for me to get to where I was extremely happy. I was training all the time. I would go to school, come home, I'd have my supper, and I would just start training. I wouldn't watch TV, I wouldn't play video games. It was lift weights, run, judo, jiu-jitsu, go home, go to sleep, do it all over again. And it was fun. It wasn't, I have to do this, it's, I want to do this. I want to run. I want to lift weights. I want to train. I want to tap people out. I want to get tapped out. I want to learn. And that is a current derailing I'm facing. And it's something that I am going to be fixing on, or looking to fix on. Ultimately, my final goal when I started is completely different from what it is now. My final goal when I started was to get either black belt or to do some MMA fights, do stuff like that. Now my goal is to do jiu-jitsu and judo for as long as I can, and to share the knowledge with everyone I can. I don't even care about competing. I like competing, I like all that stuff, but that's not my main goal anymore. My main goal is to have fun and to share the knowledge. And not necessarily teach classes or seminars or anything. I just like sharing one-on-one. If someone's having a problem with something, or someone wants to see something they haven't seen before, I'll show them something, or I'll show them something basic or whatever. I'll show them some alternative versions to do something, and that's one of the greatest feelings I've had. It's better than hitting an armbar in a competition, doing a good throw. It's better than all of that. Being that I can share the knowledge, that someone can get excited as I was when I first learned that technique, when I first hit that technique. That excitement is there every time I share knowledge with someone. And if I see that excitement in them, it's an even better feeling. It's one I can't even describe. And although I'm currently facing a derailment, I think I have to make a career change in order to work more days so I can train at night. I think that's the biggest obstacle I'm facing now, because I'm in a place I've never been before. Where I'm very aware of my game. I'm very aware of what works for me. My game has changed many times, and it's something that I need. I need jiu-jitsu, I need judo, and being restrained from them bothers me. It hurts me. It hurts my daily life. When I do it, people see a complete change in me. So I think that's my biggest obstacle I have to overcome now, is do a career change and get a career, not just a job, but a career where I can work during the day. Because right now I work at nights, and that's when we do jiu-jitsu and judo around here, and it's cutting into my schedule. And if that does mean leaving who I'm with working for right now and going with someone else, then so be it. That's what has to happen. But I definitely need it in my life. And I appreciate the opportunity you guys are giving to everyone. And I hope, and this is a video that I only just needed one reason to make. It's something that everyone should at least try. If they do it for 6 months and get the basics down, it's something that can help them with everything in their life. And I am gonna look to continue this for the rest of my life. From when I started till the day I die, I plan to do jiu-jitsu and judo until I can't. And even then, I'll still try. And so that's how Gracie Jiu-Jitsu changed my life.